Step into the realm of limitless imagination with Beyond the Art, where Indigenous creativity knows no bounds. Join us on a captivating journey through Indigenous art and innovation.
Together, let's delve into the depths of imagination, pushing boundaries with guests from diverse sectors of the Native American art world, each sharing their unique creative vision and inspiring journeys.
Join us for exclusive interviews, thought-provoking discussions, and uplifting stories. Welcome to Beyond the Art, and today we have with us Osamuskwasis Roan. I'm sorry, did I say that correctly? Just want to make sure.
Osamuskwasis.
Okay.
Osamuskwasis.
And last name is Roan, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Why don't you go ahead and share with us the inspiration behind your fashion designs and how you, as a Dene and Cree heritage, influences your work?
My name is Osamuskwasis. That translates to yellow bear in Plains Cree language. I'm from Pigeon Lake, Alberta, Canada, and both of my tribes are Cree and Dene, which is the traditional names for that is Nehio and Tsutina. And I'm based in Treaty 6 territory, which is like kind of mostly Cree people.
Mm-hmm.
The inspiration for like my art is like my culture and my heritage and like where I grew up and my family. It's pretty much what inspires me.
Now, what are some of the key elements or motifs from your culture that incorporate into your designs and artwork?
We use a lot of florals in like off from my Cree side. We have a lot of florals, and we also have a little bit of like geometrical designs, but I would say we use more florals.
And how do you balance your traditional Indigenous aesthetics with contemporary art and design in your creations?
I would say that I balance it with like using traditional like traditional techniques and like incorporating them into like modern technology, like through digital creating and like I guess social media is like what kind of helped my brand grow, and just kind of creating a balance between my traditional like cultural and the modern like technology.
So what are some of the processes that you use when you have something in concept that you want to start creating within your art and design and brand? Do you sketch it out? And how does that become the end result to the final product?
I would say just kind of like staying grounded and like going back to my traditional teachings kind of helps me like bring my visions and like my artwork to life. Like I would say like going back into like nature and like sitting in like ceremonies and just like kind of observing like our creation stories and like listening to old stories helps me create like concepts and like I don't know, just like envisioning things, like how things could have been like back in the day, and like kind of like thinking about it how it could be today, like in today's world. And I guess just like the changes that came with like time, like through time. And I guess just kind of going through all the like the concepts and like I don't know, just like listening and envisioning it and then bringing it to life through my art forms.
Now, are you reinterpreting into translating into art for today? Or are you taking exact motifs and icons and just reincorporating into your pieces?
Yes. Like growing up, I would listen to my grandparents, they're both like cultural people, and just kind of like sitting with them and like learning from them and like being able to connect with like my cultural teachings, I guess, just like translates into my art.
In what ways do you incorporate sustainable and ethical practices into your brand?
I use a lot of like tan hides in my like my art forms, like beading. I bead onto tan hides. I have a lot of like a lot of my pieces, like this shirt is even like inspired by tan hide. And like in our culture we believe that we're supposed to use every part of the animal.
Correct,
And
yeah.
we don't wait we try not to waste anything. And even when it comes to like creating like my clothing, I try not to waste any of the pieces or like throw it away or like be wasteful. And I think like a lot of fashion brands, they're not considerate of that, and like the environment and the
Right.
ecosystems and stuff like that. And I just try to be as like sustainable as I can with all my art forms.
So what prompted you to take this creative path? What was your initial push into this journey of yours?
Probably just my family. I started doing art when I was like 7. I would just like see my mom, my grandmas, and my aunties and uncles, like my whole family pretty much, like just creating stuff and beading. Beading was probably like my first introductory to like art, and I just kind of grew from there and just like practicing different art forms and like yeah, just pretty much my family, I would say.
Yeah. And are you still working with them and creating? Are they part of your process? Do you get critiqued by your family when you have something new to show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they help me with a lot of stuff. Like even when I do like photo shoots and like markets, they're always there helping me. So
It's fantastic. It's good to have that support system and infrastructure behind you. What
yes.
challenges have you faced as an Indigenous art creator, fashion designer, and have you had to overcome? And how have you had to overcome
Some
those challenges?
challenges
Yeah.
that I've had probably would be with like my health, because I am type 1 diabetic, and it kind of like plays a huge role actually, like being it like if I'm not like physically and like mentally taking care of myself, then that kind of stops me from creating the way I want to. So that's kind of been like a focus for me this year for like 2024, is to like take care of myself better and like manage my health and just I guess be there for myself.
Right.
And then another issue or like challenge was like recently on my Instagram I shared that there was an account that was like I guess stealing my name and like posting a bunch of native like pictures and like kind of just making a fake account and stealing from us like creatives on social media. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I probably have more, but I can't think of it.
No worries. How do you see your fashion brand contributing to the representation and empowerment of Indigenous peoples in the fashion industry? I mean, right now there's so much focus given film and television and culinary arts. How do you see it represented in the fashion industry?
I see it as like a pretty good step like step forward for us in like the native fashion industry. It's really nice seeing more and more native artists in the fashion industry. I guess just being able to share our culture through fashion is really is really important, and I think our stories need to be told, keep being told, and like having a platform and a light shining on us is important. And I guess for like younger generations, I guess for them to look up to is something that we need.
It does help. It does help. And we're the ones that should be telling our story, not secondhand from others.
Yeah.
Now, what is some of the items that actually, I guess, inspire you, or what surrounds you that gives you motivation in creating your artwork and your fashion?
I guess just being able to share my stories through fashion and art, like the experiences that I've had and like the stories. I think it's important to just like keep creating and sharing as much as I can and getting my stories out there. So,
right. Do you collaborate or partner with anyone sometimes creating your artwork in fashion?
Sometimes I do. Mostly, my family is who I collaborate with. My mom mostly too. She helps me with a lot of my designs, and she inspires me too.
That's
So
good.
Yeah.
Now, when you started this, what has surprised you the most in the reaction that you've received thus far?
What has surprised me the most? I'm not sure. I guess like I've gotten mostly good reactions, so I guess that's a good thing. The I don't know, actually. That's kind of a hard question.
Now, are you the type of creator that can sit down and dedicate your time and idea of what you want to create, or do you have to really be collectively inspired to sit down and work?
I would say like collectively inspired. I like I said, I draw most of my ideas from like old stories and like my culture. So I guess it just takes a while for me to like process everything, and then like the creativeness, like just sitting down and like thinking about it and getting all the colors and like the what I want to do, like envisioning and stuff. It takes a while, but yeah, just sitting down and thinking of everything, kind of like brainstorming and getting all the ideas intact.
Is there anything that you want to achieve or something you haven't completed thus far that you still want to be a part of and create?
Like when you said collaborating before, I think I want to do more collabs in the future and working with other artists and like bringing my ideas to life and just like keep sharing my stories and my experiences and like everything I have wanting to do and share in the future is just something I probably am working towards. And like one day hopefully have like my own store, like an actual storefront, I think would be a goal. And working with like the youth in my community and just like I guess just supporting them.
Since you started and your brand is very culturally significant to who you are as an Indigenous Native person, what is it that you want to tell people, or the story you want to relate to them about you as an Indigenous person, but also about the creations that you create?
I guess just like staying motivated and being able to share my stories and my experiences, and probably like I guess just being someone that they can look up to, like and just giving them inspiration, I guess, that you can do anything you want, and like no matter where you came from.
Now, you mentioned that you draw a lot of your artwork before you actually create it. Do you have like a huge backlog?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have like I have like so many ideas and like stuff that I haven't done yet, but I want to, but it just takes a while for me to get everything like out there. So
Right. So do you do the art market circuit?
Yes. I haven't done Herd yet, but I've done Santa Fe Indian Market, and I want to do more, but that's the only one I've done so far.
So what's next for you? What's coming up in the next couple months?
I have nothing really planned, no markets or anything, but I'm releasing my spring collection and then my summer collection.
How do you envision the future of Indigenous fashion evolving, and what role do you see yourself playing in the evolution?
Recently I've seen Native designers collabing with like really big fashion brands like the Louis Vuitton, and I really hope that one day we can have our own like brands like that, and just like to keep growing as
Right.
a collective of Native designers, and just being able to share like the true authentic art and like art forms that we have, and
So when you start
just being our own brands.
right. So when you create, are you mindful of the stories you're trying to tell from your cultural heritage? If it's going to be Dene, or if it's going to be Cree, or how you're going to collaborate and collectively bring that together?
I always try to incorporate both of them into my collections, because that's kind of who I am, rather than just like one side of me.
Right.
So I guess it's kind of hard to do that when you're like two different, or sometimes
Right.
even like other natives are like four. So
Right.
I guess it's kind of hard to do that, but I try to just say like this part of me is from this side and this side. So I
Left and
guess
right
just,
brain.
yeah.
So what are some of the things that you've designed that you're most proud of to date?
I've designed a beaded dress that I really love, and a beaded moss bag that I've completed. I've done a lot of dresses and like beadwork that I'm like most proud of, and I have like so many other ideas and concepts that I want to do, but a jingle dress I've done last year, probably my most proud one.
Now, when you start creating these pieces, do you do commission work as well for private clients?
No, I kind of stopped doing that when I started my business, because of the demand of like other things like shipping, and because I do everything for my business, and I kind of haven't done any commissions lately.
Is there a art sector that you want to try your hand out? Something else within the whole varied Native American art world, or art world for Indigenous people? Is there something else that you want to try your hand out?
I've been thinking more maybe like writing. I've been interested in writing, and kind of like I guess trying different art forms, because yeah, I think we'll see where it goes.
Now, do you actually sew all your pieces yourself from start to finish? I mean, do you obviously you have a concept that you create the piece, but do you sew and manufacture and do all the other completion or execution?
I have a manufacturer in different parts of the world, I would say. So I don't do all the sewing. I like for my traditional handmade pieces, I do all that. I do all the beading and sewing, but for like my clothing, I don't.
Yeah, that'd take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of time.
Mhm.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with us and tell us about you and your cultural heritage and what you makes you tick as an Indigenous artist?
Not really. I would say that just kind of keeping grounded is my most motivational aspect of me, is just staying connected to who I am as an Indigenous woman, and like going to ceremonies and like prayer. and that helps me create the way I want and like produce everything that I do. And I would say if you're like an Indigenous creative, that's kind of something that helps a lot too.
Makes sense. Well, I want to thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure to meet you and have you on our show. And I want to give you the best of luck and much success moving forward.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through Indigenous art and creativity. Stay inspired and keep exploring with us on Beyond the Art.
Remember to subscribe and follow us for more exclusive interviews, insightful discussions, and stories that ignite your artistic imagination.
Until next time, continue to unlock your limitless potential with Beyond the Art. Thank you for listening.